Okay. Goliath is defeated. The Bible says, though, that now Saul is coming after David because Bethlehem was the stage of discovery. Adullam was the stage of development. So now David has to go to Gath, the home of the Philistines, to the king Achish, who didn't know he was there, and acted as though he was crazy. You all do. Now, this is a drama-filled book. You all do read the word, right? I'm in 1 Samuel chapter 21. I'm in 1 Samuel chapter 21. This was David's reality story. That's why I started off with that. I wasn't rambling. So it is. The Bible says that he gets there and he starts acting crazy. And I want to tell you that sometimes you have to act like you lost your mind so that crazy people will already think that you're one of them, but they'll leave you alone. Okay. In context, he couldn't be there showboating because I just killed Goliath because he was in the home of Goliath. Now, footnote, you might remember that David grabbed 5 stones. I want to help you. He did not grab 5 stones because he thought he was going to miss. He grabbed 5 stones because he had done his homework and he knew that Goliath had 4 other brothers and said, I got something for you too. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Okay. Come on, Lord. So it is, though. He finally gets to the cave, and the reason why he goes to the cave, he does not run to the cave because he's trying to hide for something wrong that he's done. He runs to the cave because now he has discovered his purpose and the will of God for his life, and he was anointed, but instead of going, now once again, he was anointed to be king, but he still hasn't gotten to the throne yet. When he was anointed, he went back to keep the sheep. Then he went to the battlefield. Then he was in the wilderness. Then he has to go to the enemy's camp. You would think, for goodness sakes, next would be the palace. But no, God had him stop by the cave. Ladies and gentlemen, don't rebuke the cave. Don't rebuke the cave, because the cave is necessary for development. Come on, let me work that point just for a moment. David gets into Adullam, the cave. The Bible says that when he gets there, there are hundreds of men, 400 of them, who are distressed. Your King James Version says they are distressed, discontented, and in debt. Translation, they are broke, busted, and disgusted. He gets there, and what is unique in verse number 2 is that the Bible says that he became the captain over them. Now, David wasn't trying to be anybody's captain. He thought he was going to the cave to be by himself, so he'll know what in the world God is going to have for him to do next. I promise you, if you are really anointed, you're going to have some, let's see, what kind of Facebook code I want to use? W-I-T-W. Okay, let's get it right. Let's get it right. Help me out. What in the world? Okay, you're going to have some what in the world moments if you're really anointed. If you're really anointed, you're going to ask yourself, God, did I hear you, or did I intercept somebody else's message? I shouldn't have been eavesdropping, and I just came to settle that discussion for you. You heard clearly the voice of God, and no matter what area of affliction you are enduring, understand that the area in which you're most afflicted is the area in which you're most anointed. Now, David went into the cave desperate. He comes out with an army. Well, it does make sense that a king would have an army, right? He goes into the cave. Here's the thing about Adullam, though. Adullam, by its very definition, means display. Okay. Let me make sure I understand. Adullam means dangle. Let's go with dangle. Adullam actually means to dangle. And the reason I know that is it was a cave, and a cave is hewed out of a mountain. It means dangle. So here's what happens. So God has David dangling. Okay, replace David with you. God has you dangling over your enemies, just slightly above them, close enough so you could feel the grunt of their breath when they jump, but far enough away so they can't get to you, but you sure sense that they're close. You know that you break out into that sweat and the hairs on the top of your neck, they rise, and you're there dangling, and you're thinking, God, what in the world? You've got me out here dangling, and I feel as though, am I really anointed? Am I really called to do this? Am I really called to preach? Is my family really going to be saved? Will I ever get it together? Will I ever get out of this situation? And I submit to you that the reason why God has you dangling is because he has you on display. Oh, you know, when you go to the store, if there's something really, really nice, they put it on display, but then they put the little ropes around it. I submit to you that God has you dangling because he has you on display, but he has ropes around you. So no matter how much your enemies talk, how hard they breathe, talk to me, three little pigs, they might huff and they might puff, but they will not blow. This is fun. They will not, speak Lord, because this is not in the notes, they will not blow your house down. Bethlehem, stage of discovery. Adullam, stage of development. The last stage is Zion. I know I told you 4 stages. I'm going back. The last stage is the stage of Zion, which is the stage of destiny. All D words. Bethlehem, the stage of discovery. Adullam, the stage of development. The 4th stage is Zion, the stage of destiny. The stage I want to preach about this morning, and maybe a little bit this evening, is Hebron, the stage of discernment. This is where we see David as a warrior. Now he is on track to the throne. He's on track. He's already discovered his purpose. He's already had some purpose development 101. He's ready. I didn't tell you about the fact that while he's running, that Saul is trying to kill him with javelins, and you know you are in your purpose because the Bible says that he kept ducking and dodging, saying, how may I serve you? I don't have time to talk about that. Oh, yeah. He was ducking and dodging. Now, this man is trying to kill him. This man who was familiar with him is trying to kill him, which proves the point that very oftentimes the people who are the most familiar to you do not properly discern the greatness that is in you. Okay, let's bottom shelf. Can you imagine the person who you're going to replace training you with excitement? Not like it. Well, this is what happens after the Bible says that the glory departed from Saul. That he basically had an apprentice by the name of David, who he didn't quite know what was going on, but he knew that the oil wasn't flowing on him anymore.